Troops, here we are. It's another Ravengold podcast, and that can mean only one thing. It's another epic guest, and I'm joined tonight by a guy who is living life at the very fullest. FIDS, how you doing, my mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you very much.
How's life? How's all things sort of Monday to Friday?
Life's good at the moment. I'm loving it. Yeah.
What you been up to?
So this week, I'm a carpenter in the day, so I've been working, doing that, building like a bar in a coffee shop.
Oh, lovely.
Like sort of bespoke, and it's sort of like transition, a bit like some ramps. And then Monday, Tuesday, I do coaching at the skate park, teach the kids. Yeah. And that was the start of the new season, like after the new year and everything. And that was awesome. And I rode quite hard this week for them. So I'm a little bit sore, but all good.
So you touched on being a chippy, did you say? A carpenter?
Yeah, carpenter, yeah.
How did you get into that? And
well, so basically when I left school, 16, I worked in a wood factory. Yeah, making cabinets, and then I didn't really like that, and I went into the wood mill, and then so I worked there for a couple of years, and then I don't know, the firm went bust or something, so I was out of a job. Then I became an upholsterer by mistake, just like I went in there, just like got a job stripping the furniture, and then I did a full apprenticeship, but the people I worked for sucked. Yeah. So I left that. And then I was just really sort of BMXing and milling around, making a little bit of money, but not enough. And sort of, just sort of on the dole, riding. And then I started labouring and just thought, well, you know what, I need to learn this so that I can earn some money. And basically, so I do all sorts of stuff, plumbing, electrics, a lot. So.
Oh, wow. Would you say you enjoy making things, or you enjoy working with wood? Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, and I've even built ramps for the X Games.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, So when I've been in America, I've got jobs with friends and and then we built the skate park here. Done all sorts over the years.
When you say you built the skate park there, where is there for you?
So I live in Hastings, southeast of England. We got there's this crazy old building. It was a swimming baths. Yeah. In the 1800s, so there was one big swimming bath, and then there was a small one. So there was gents, one for the gents and one for the ladies, and then that closed down, and then they sort of filled it in, and it became an ice rink, and then there was a skate park in there in the 70s apparently. Well, we saw that where it is there. We see the bowls, but it's totally rubbish, and then it was derelict for like 20 years. That's when I moved here. It just closed down when I moved here. Yeah. Well, I've been here about 28 years, and then it closed down, and then I went to a couple of illegal raves in there. That was pretty sick. And then that was the only time we ever went in there. And then like 4 years ago, it's their birthday next month. Yeah, 4 years, and then the boys from the local BMX shop got hold of it and turned it into a skate park.
God, there's quite a lot to break through there, but no, that's brilliant. Hastings, like a good fucking battle down in Hastings, don't there?
They do. Yeah, yeah.
You BMXing, and it's sort of seen, or I know it as sort of X Games. It sort of had a boom. It sort of had a big boom, didn't it? Like mid 2000s. I sort of remember a lot of people buying BMXs and sort of getting into that sort of sport. How did you get into it in such a sort of young age in England at that time?
I was just like a little kid. Like I guess I was about 11. Like Evel Knievel was like big, you know. And then like there used to be this kid lived opposite me. He was like a cocky rich kid. Yeah. And his parents like made him an Evel Knievel suit, and we'd have a little ramp out the front, and he'd be like blasting. But so that was like sort of the start of it, and then really BMXs sort of came about, and then because we were just on like old 10-speed races, I guess, with cow horns on and stuff, and like I had a grifter, I think, and then got BMX, and then heard there was a skate park that was like about 6 miles away, so I just rode there one day, but it was just like a shitty bank one. Yeah. And then And then when I was there, we heard about this other one that was in Gillingham. That was an hour away on the train, but like that was supposed to be amazing. And then, yeah, somehow I just went there one day. Didn't tell my mum I'd been in trouble, and then just got the train, went up there for the day, and it was like that was a game changer. Then I couldn't believe what I saw, and that was it. I was addicted.
I'm really sort of happy that we're chatting and you've come on the podcast, because I know fuck all about your world.
Yeah,
and
that's good.
Yeah,
it makes it better, really.
Yeah.
So, I think.
Yeah, it does, because it's an education. I'd like to know about the culture, and is there any sort of rivalry or healthy rivalries within this sort of world, like, or is it everyone?
Hell yeah.
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 Oh wow.
There is. Especially nowadays, like there's different aspects of riding as well. Like you've got your dirt riders, you've got your skate park riders, you've got your street riders. They're like, so there's all those little, like there's all them groups. But then also now it's going to be in the Olympics next year, and
that's brilliant, isn't it? That's fucking brilliant.
It is. Yeah, it is. It's amazing, because when I was at school, I'd be told off, but now they have to teach it.
Yeah,
which is even mental. You know, like skateboard. When I took my skateboard at school, it was taken off me, confiscated. But now they have to teach it. Like we'd have to throw a javelin back in the day. I guess it's the same thing. You know, you're like, you can't take that off me. I want to be an Olympian. Like they can't do it. Like, I think so it's crazy now. And like, now we have all those sort of riders in the scene as well, which is nuts.
Do you know what? It's like culturally, we are changing, and it's great that the things that you do and you can do are being recognised at an Olympic level. I just wonder if the pure of hearts and the purists will say, "Oh, it's gone commercial, and we need to find something else."
Yeah, you're always going to have the haters in whatever. Yeah. But then also it's like, I think the Olympics is semi out of date, because I think that's, you know, like, because like we had meetings like 10, 15 years ago about the Olympics, trying to get it in.
Yeah.
But like, it's really hard to do it, because like you've got to have all these like Johnny from whatever town, he's got to have a chance, you know, like, and with BMX and skateboarding, there's no clubs really, you know, like, and as where like if you're doing shooting or canoeing or whatever, you have a club you go to, and then you can go do your contests and you're in.
I still believe deep down at the very heart of it all, it's working class people are probably just looked upon as a bit like, oh well, I suppose if we have to let them in, we'll let them in. Where if you think about, if you know the story of Eddie the Eagle, and if you've seen like the new recent film, he was sort of just a working class lad who had this crazy idea, who wanted to fucking jump off massive you know, ledges and stuff like that. But because he didn't come from the right background, he was sort of, you know, like whatever. Do you know what I mean? And maybe you know, you talk about these javelin and discus and running, you know, you've got certain people in certain roles who'll go skateboarding. You know, the way you lads and lasses dress, you've all got your own identity. Do you know what I mean?
Like, and then they've only probably ever run into them when they're in the streets, pissing them off on their steps or ledges or whatever. So, and it's crazy.
So who's on the Olympics? Let's talk the Olympics. Who's gonna is Team GB gonna have an official skating BMX? That's amazing.
Yeah. So basically, it's kind of weird. So like, there's been a bunch of contests. These FIDS contests, they're the ones, and then you qualify. But basically, you qualify your country. So X amount of people, you know, X amount of countries qualify. Obviously, the holders get a team, but then what's crazy is, like, in our world, if you ride a contest and you qualify, you want to go to the next one. Yeah. But whoever's qualified us or qualified the country doesn't exactly get to ride the contest when it's on in the Olympics. They might not get picked. They might be injured or whatever. So they have about six people ready to go. But obviously you have your number one down to 6, you know. And then also they bring the ladies into it as well. They have to have ladies.
Oh, of course,
so the ladies are in it as well, which is crazy.
Who's going to be sort of, again, who's really good who's the up and comers and who's sort of like.
Well, and I don't like, to tell the truth, I live in my own little bubble, so I don't really, I don't really know, and I don't really pay attention. I don't know. I've got no real clue, but I know the Australians are really good. I can't even remember their names, and then and then like I pay more attention to the girls actually because I like her. And like so there's one girl, Hannah Roberts from America. She's been killing every contest, so as long as she's not injured, she's probably going to walk away with gold. But also, on the day, you never know. They could fail at the first thing. Done.
Yeah, no. And what sort of things... I mean, that's another thing. Who's going to judge it? Because at the end of the day, if you're going to judge something, you have to come from that background, surely, right? And understand...
that's even great. Like, that's even crazier because I know one of the judges, this girl. She's a rider, and she's been going to these contests and judging. And obviously, it's so mad. She can't even talk about certain things. And she can't even tell me how they're judging it because if I find that out, then I could tell. An Olympian, which is nuts. Because in the world of BMX and skateboarding, we don't have any secrets, if you know what I mean. like we just tell everything how it is.
Do you know what? I've got this very stereotypical image of someone like on the start line with like a can of Monster and just smash a can of Monster and then just put it down and then go and crack the tricks. Do you know what I mean? And go and do this shit.
But that's how they're going to be at the Olympics because they're them Olympian sort of riders are way different to like some of my friends, which are like the best in the world, which I think in my eyes, you know, and a lot of other people, you know. It's kind of weird.
Here's a question for you. What makes a great either BMXer or skateboarder? I've got a feeling that you've got to have massive bottle and you've got to be...
I don't know, man. Like, you got... I don't know. But then in everybody's eyes, if we had 10 people, they're all going to probably pick 10 different people maybe, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's down to each individual person what they like, you know. For me, I love like the underdog. I love the sketchy dude. The one like I want to like if he's 50-50 if he's gonna make it. I'm like that gets me excited, you know. Like that's where other people are like someone who's really smooth and you know what's coming and like they're just gonna pull it off, but everything's massive and really stylish.
Yeah, that's.
But I get stoked on the underdog and the craziness.
Again, I think it'd be great for BMXing and skateboarding when it's on the Olympics and it's open to that big broad audience.
Because it's like when the X Games started up, everybody hated it. We we all took the piss out of it and like whatnot. But then out of that, I haven't realised that that's created some of the best riders that we have now. Like they watched that as kids and then thought, well, I'm going to get a bike or a skateboard, and now they're like that. Now they're one of the top in the world. So even from the Olympics, if it sparks 10 people, that's awesome.
Yeah,
you know, someone might pick it up. I know there's going to be a lot that pick it up and put it down again. One injury and then they're done. Right.
Well. Yeah, I mean that's the thing, isn't it? Like you talk about injuries, and we sort of talked a little bit before we went on the show, but let's talk about some of your injuries if you don't mind. Like,
it's cool. So I don't know. Like both my knees are shot. I've ripped both of my ACLs. I've had them replaced twice, and now I don't have any. Yeah. So I've got bone on bone and really bad arthritis in them, but I get through. I don't give up, that's for sure. And like my surgeon told me, like he said he wished all my patients were like me because I don't take no for an answer. Like I keep going. That's and like and also for him I go to sometimes, well, I have done in the past, gone to this like college for the students that are studying like whatever to become doctors or whatever, and basically they lay me on the table and I'm not allowed to say anything. They look at my scars and try and work out what surgeries I've had or what
that's amazing.
And then also they make me do exercises which certain people with certain injuries can't do. But I can do them all, which is like, so I'm like a spanner in the works for them all. And it's like, and then when I'm laying on the table, you can hear them all talking, and they just think I'm a Hell's Angel that's crashed a motorbike because I'm like tattooed and like, it's just like, and it's just funny. And but I like, that's awesome. And then 2 years ago, I snapped my leg when I was in America, and I snapped my femur. Fuck. And I had to have a nail all the way through, and that was pretty gnarly. But then also, it was pretty gnarly, but it weren't really that bad. Like really, like I was back riding within 6-7 weeks, which is nuts. And then in that I learned that the Germans invented the surgery for that, putting the nail through, because the parachutists would always snap their legs, and they wanted them back out quick. Yeah, they didn't have time for them. So that technology hasn't changed.
No, well, if it's not broke, mate, you don't fix it, do you? And I think, does it take? I always sort of, if ever I'm out in the hills and I'm doing something like a scramble or something scares me, I always try and redo it. It's like pretty much fucking straight away, because I don't want to let it become a thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to let it become this monster. Yeah. Do you do the same? Are you straight back on the board and the bike? Yeah.
Yeah, as long as I can get back on it, then yes, definitely. That's 100% me.
And you sort of you talked at the start there about coaching the kids, because what we did is we took away youth centres, clubs, etc., and we said, here's your role model. It's a PlayStation 4, but don't be a dickhead. Do you know what I mean?
Or they're only role models of footballers, which they've got no chance of ever becoming.
Yeah, exactly.
Or living like it's weird. The coaching thing's weird, because we did this thing for the university. We did a program so that we could get it kind marked by the uni. So we basically got like a degree in it. The only people in the world, and that was all because of really like the Olympics. But I learned a lot in it. But then also, I already know it, but just didn't know it, if you know what I mean. Because we all teach each other anyway. We're all showing each other all the time. And then also we always, like, if someone says, how do you do this or how do you do that? You refer back to how you learn it and say, well, this is how I did it. Try this and try that. So it was kind of crazy when we worked with these people, like this dude from the university who's like the top coach. He was shocked how good and how natural we all were at it. Like, it blew his little mind, really. But also I don't really like calling myself a coach, really. I just like to show the kids how to get on in the skate park safely, drop in all the bowls safely, and show them a few lines, and then really my job's done. Then it's down to them, individuals, to what they want to do.
And
really,
it's a great point. And here's a question for you, FIDS. Has social media changed your culture, or had any big influences on it? Has it had a big sort of real effect?
Yeah, it must have done, because like back in the day, like we like now it's instant. If someone does a trick that's never been done before,
it's around the world, isn't it?
Instantly, it's there. As where we'd have to wait like 6 months to a year before a new video would come out, and then you'd get that shitty video that like. And then like you'd have to rewind it
1,000 times.
Now you can just pause shit. You can like it's instant.
Yeah.
So like it's a massive game changer. But also I love that. I think that's awesome. I always tell the kids now at the skate park, like when they're good, I'm like, well, really, it should be better.
Yeah.
Like I always tell them that, like especially really good ones. I just tell them they're shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's I think it's great, and sort of within what I do in the mountaineering side, Instagram and social media has really changed. This sort of ramblers club, sort of old people going walking. There's people on Instagram making like hiking in the lakes and Snowdonia, etc. Just look like you're on a different planet. Do you know what I mean?
It's like. Well, it just shows everyone, and especially like with a story. Love a story. Like it's there. It's rad. And also, if you're into it, that's what you want to watch.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, we had 3 channels on the telly. And you had to wait till 5 o'clock on a Saturday to watch one show. Now you can watch your friends walking around and like doing whatever.
Yeah, I think in some respects, like I grew up in the 90s. Born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s. So like, I don't know if I'd swap what I had then to what it is now. I think we've gone sort of it's too readily available now, and I think some of the mystery's being lost. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've missed my favorite show. I'm gonna have to wait a week to watch it.
Yeah, but then I think that's just being sentimental, you know? Like,
maybe,
you know, like, I don't know. And then I often think about sentimental just messes stuff up, holds people back, you know? Like,
great point.
Like, I often think that, you know? Like,
well, like, I mean, the world's changing.
My missus keeps every birthday card and Christmas card she's ever had. What's that for? Like, what are you gonna do all them? It's retarded. and then she go, I'll clear the cupboard out, and then sit there for 4 hours reading them, and they done nothing, and then they go back in the cupboard.
No, it's
right.
It's a fair point, mate. No, that's how you see it. Have you found you onto TikTok yet? Has anyone shown you TikTok?
No, but I've heard about it. Like, I was listening to a podcast the other day, and they were talking about it.
It's the Wild West, mate.
Really?
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be like there's any rules.
That sounds good.
People are making really, really creative videos. I mean, there's so much of shit on there as well, but that's always the way.
Yeah.
But the people who are getting really good at it are making unbelievable videos. And for me, especially with this generation that you're talking about, with skating and BMXing, I feel like TikTok, skating and BMXing, with what you can do with that app and how it lets you edit videos, I think, fucking hell, I think, you know, the next guy who's like, or girl who's coming up now who masters TikTok, and there's a good skater rider, they will just fucking boom through the sky. Do you know what I mean? They'll get a massive following. And, you know,
I mean, but it's like we had MySpace, Facebook, Insta, you know, like all these things. So I keep getting sent TikTok videos. So which are good. So
get yourself on the Wild West, man. You'll be like, fucking hell.
I like that sort of stuff.
You'll think you're back down that acid party down in the fucking some craziness going on there. It's just the sort of, it seems to have come from nowhere, TikTok. And now every time I sort of listen to someone else's podcast, someone's going, Bosh, gotta get on TikTok, get on TikTok. And I haven't
uploaded it yet. I don't know. So
I've got it.
I haven't really had time this week. So
yeah, well,
I'm gonna get it.
It's fair enough. You've talked about America. Where in the world have you been, and where have you sort of really enjoyed going and riding and skating?
Like, obviously been America, and then and then Japan is pretty wild. Like, when there, I've been Australia, I've been South Africa. Yeah, I've been everywhere really, like lots of places, all over Europe, everywhere. And
is that Moscow. Under your own steam, or is that like sort of?
Yeah, a little bit of both really. So
nice.
Yeah, a bit of both. Yeah.
And have you got? I've got this mental image of you having a lovely sort of VW camper all done out and all your sort of, but no.
No, I used to have like an old T4.
Ah, nice.
It was matte black and it had skull and crossbones material in it, and like nice. I had like a rock and roll bed in it and stuff. Yeah.
Nice.
And I run it on veg oil as well. Just because I could, not because I'm hippie or anything.
Yeah,
just because I could, and it was cheap, man. The dude would like give me a cash deal, so yeah.
That's that's fair enough. What was I know someone who's been to Japan. What was Japan like when you went there, sort of culturally?
Yeah, so I went there like 97, 98, and it was like it was mind blowing, man. Yeah. Like, just like no crime, no, like just drunk girls on the street at 4 a.m. You know, like vending machines that all worked, like not tagged or smashed or just completely different culture. Unreal, like.
The person who I know said it's one of the most cleanest places they've ever been in their lives.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
people take pride.
Yeah, they do, and they really respect the old people as well. Like the older you are, the more respect, and like yeah, it's kind of weird, but rad. Like
yeah. What did you do there? Anything in particular?
We went there for some like bike contest thing, and then yeah. So
and what were the Japanese riders like? Were they sort of
yeah, this was still in the 90s, so but some of them, yeah, it's like everything, you know. There's one now really good, sponsored by like I think like MasterCard or Visa or something.
Wow.
Yeah, he's good. He's only like young as well.
What every culture has sort of a brand that grows up with it. What would you say is the brand for sort of bikers and skateboarders, like shoes, t-shirts, caps,
well,
etc.?
I guess it's got to be Vans, isn't it? Really,
right?
You know?
Okay.
So,
yeah,
and then I don't know. I don't know for BMX. It's all different companies. I mean, I ride for one.
Right.
It's probably one of the. It's like one of the coolest hardcore. I don't even know how to describe them, but they've had the most misfits on their team. They're like the craziest. Like, yeah. So they're called S&M, and I've ridden for them for it's 25 years this year.
Wow.
Which is that's pretty wild. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because like also I always think like, well, I'm done now, you know, I've been thinking that forever. But I keep going. So and they're loving it, so they're still giving me I just picked up some stuff today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, hey, you can't go wrong with that. Now, anyone who sort of spends any time on your Instagram account will see that you are a fucking fan of a tattoo.
Yes.
Can you remember your first tattoo? And
yeah,
have you still got it now? As in, is it still on show? Have you been?
No, I've never had any cover-ups. Like I the cover-ups are kind of like I don't know. I think to myself, why cover it up? That was the time of your life, man. Dude, it doesn't matter. You know, like it doesn't matter. And then, my first one was like there used to be the skateboard company called Zorlak, and I used to skate for them. And then they had this like little logo, like Sacred Cow. So I got one of them when I was 16 on my ankle. That was it. Yeah. And then, but then I didn't get any for ages because my mum always told me like you ain't having any, you know, you'll be thrown out of the house. But then like I've been living on my own since I was 16, and then I got one, and I got FIDS written under my arm, in Old English, and then there was a picture of me in a magazine doing a no-hander.
Nice.
I got a phone call from my mum, and she had seen it, and she was like, "I've seen it," and I knew. And I'm like, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And then now she's like 70. I think she got her first one when she was 65. She's got a few
wow. Mint.
Yeah. She's even got FIDS on her arm.
Yeah, that's fucking brilliant, man. And obviously, the middle finger is something I've seen a lot on your Instagram, and you've got a massive tattoo as well. Where does that come from? Is that sort of like at the world, or is that just a state of mind?
It is sort of fuck the world, really. I guess I've always thought fuck the world since. Well, when I was at school, I got in trouble for smoking, and I didn't smoke when I was at school.
Right.
And the whole scene was like mad, and my old man fucking beat me. My mum didn't believe me, and then I got slippered in front of the school with everyone else.
Yeah.
But I didn't do anything. Like I didn't do anything, and everyone I loved and trusted or whatever, like no one believed me. So from that day, I was like, "Fuck you!" Like this sucks. And then I've always that's always been my thing. And then really like I did this contest once, and I was just doing a no-hander, and I just put my fingers up, like did the no-hander, and then I did the next year I did the nothing where you just completely get off your bike, and then I did the middle fingers in that, and then that was it. And then whenever I'd go to a contest, I'd just do that, and then that just became the thing. Like some kid, like whenever, like some kids, like back in the day, they'd ask for a photo with me, just have a camera, and I'd be stood there. But they'd go, "No, we want the FIDS fingers." And I'm like, "All right, cool." So it's just that. And then even like a couple of years ago, I rode a big contest in Malaga, and like the judges were all like sat there. and I jumped the hip right in front of them and flipped them off. And like, so they'd sort of like forgot about it or didn't expect it, but were really stoked on it. You know, like it was rad. So yeah, that's where that's come from, really.
Wow. And is your tattoos? Do you keep account of them? Do you know how many you've got?
No, I'm covered, covered in skulls, and like that, like the big middle finger on my back as well.
Yeah.
Like, so that one, that's done by a guy called Thomas Hooper. He's like, so he grew up in the town where I'm from now, in Hastings, and we used to ride together as BMXers. And
right. Okay.
He became like a vegan, and I was always into the tattoos. Like I loved it. Yeah. So, and I remember like reading that when tattooists would learn, they would like do it on like a pig's leg or something, you know. So I'd always rip him and say, "Well, how are you going to learn?" Like, you know, like. But anyway, fast forward, he's become this fucking legendary tattooist. And then I'd had quite a few done, and I was like, well, I'm going to save my bag for him. And then, about 4 years ago, this month, we went out there to Austin. And he was out there, and then I said, look, man, I've got this idea. What about like a big skull with two fingers flipping off? He's like, well, to do that, it wouldn't really work because the skull would have to be really big, so it wouldn't really work. So. And then we just, I don't know. And then he just worked it out and came up with that design. And it's a bit like a skateboard graphic. Like they have the screaming hand with a face in it. So I've got like this middle finger with like a skull in it. It's like, it just kind of worked out. And it's like, and it's done by him. And it's like, such an honor. Like it's crazy. So lucky.
What, on a tattoo like that, with so much like sort of design into it, what you're talking there for is sitting good few hours.
That was the other thing. I said to him, I was like, dude, I don't want to walk around with like a half thing done because I don't know when I'm going to see you again. So I think I did fucking 8.5 hours just non-stop.
Fucking hell.
And then it like halfway through he made me a cup of tea, but I didn't even really get a drink it. He's like, come on, get on. And like so I just sat there and smashed it out one go. And I think it was 6.5 or 8.5. Can't remember.
Okay, no, it's a long time, mate. Anyway, do you know what I mean? You could.
It sucked.
people say about tattoos. I haven't got any, and I came through sort of on tattoos. I came through a period in the time through the army where a lot of lads got sort of regimental tattoos and cap badges and sayings and randomly, I remember people getting. Do you remember when George Clooney was in Dusk Till Dawn? Everyone seemed to go and get that. He had that big tribal tattoo, didn't he?
It's funny because I was with someone. I think it was a tattooist once, and we saw this guy, and he had like this tribal tattoo. Yeah. And he said it in like a Kiwi Australian accent. He's like, "What tribe you from, mate?" And like now, whenever I see anybody with a tribal, my head goes, "What tribe you from, mate?" But I haven't got any of them.
No.
Yeah.
I've seen some.
But it's like everyone's different. And like you get judged, but then it's like I don't know. It's kind of I like to be that dude where like they judge you and you're like completely different. Like you're just helpful, nice, whatever. So
look. That's fair enough. Like I've got a lot of my friends have got tattoos, and one guy that always sticks out in my mind because I went through phase 2 sort of army training with him. He went and got Pinhead tattooed on his forearm. You know the Hellraiser guy, Pinhead.
Yeah.
He went and got that tattooed on his arm, and I was like, mate, that's fucking terrifying. That tattoo, like every day or night.
Then it's like when you've gone, you don't even see them. I forget about them. Like I've got massive like skull on my chest, and like I don't even like see them. I forget. Right. And then even now and then, I'll be at work and I'm working with some people that I don't know, and I'll catch them staring at me, and I'm like,
tattoos.
I've got tattoos. And then I remember one day this big fat dude, he was just a waster. Anyway, he looked at me and I was like, "Are you gonna get any tattoos?" He's like, "Nah." What do you say? Why would I want to do that? I don't want to look stupid when I'm honest. And I was like,
fucking hell.
Dude, you look stupid now.
Yeah.
You're fucked. Yeah. And then all his mates were like, fucking hell, FIDS is right. You're fucked. It's crazy.
No, I've always bottled it. And
But if it happens, it happens. It doesn't matter. And then also, at the end of the day, no one cares. No one cares.
Yeah.
Like, if they do, they do. It's down to them.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's a fair one. Do you sort of, how do you keep yourself fit and active? I take it's quite a
Well, yeah, I don't do anything. I don't do anything. Like, I've got a little ab wheel that I use every now and then, just because, like, I don't want to get a big belly. Yeah. And I hate people. I hate seeing fat people, if I'm honest. Like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm very fattest. Like, I'm like, but like, so I have a little ab wheel, but then but I don't really do anything. I'm physical at work. I'm always doing, and then I ride like a few times a week, you know, so and make sure I'm out, you know,
riding is core, isn't it? Core strength.
Yeah.
So you're always engaging your core, upright, supporting your own body. No, it's interesting because I sort of, there's a photo of you and I thought, fucking hell, he's in good shape, that fella. Do you know, like I thought, you know, he's in good nick. He's kept himself right.
I've kind of always been like that. People have always asked me, like, do you go to the gym and stuff? I'm like, no, like, naturally like that, like, which is all right, really. And dude, like, I eat shit sometimes. Well, it doesn't matter. But now I'm older, I sort of like, I've changed that a bit, you know, like, so I'm more aware. So
is there a sort of a big drinking culture, or you know, sort of certain sims? Yeah,
there is. But then also, like, there is, and then there's the vegan side of it. There's a lot of vegans. There's a lot of, like,
oh really?
Yeah, like through BMX and skateboarding, I met like 25, 30 years ago my first vegans, and like and then it was hardcore to be vegan because it weren't as easy as it is now.
Do you know what, man? Everyone's like, I'm probably like you in many respects, like each to your own. Do you know what I mean? If you want to do that, then you do that. But I know someone who was like, long before it was trendy to be veggie or vegan, they were. Do you know what I mean? Long before it was a hashtag, they were living the life. Do you know what I mean?
I've got a friend like that. His dad was a butcher, and he's like a hardcore vegan, like so hardcore, still is to this day.
Fair play.
Yeah. And then also, it's really weird in Hastings. It's the Vegan Society for the World is here for some reason. I don't even know why. But like, and then also someone died and left their house to them, so they moved into that, and like that was like 15 years ago. Since then, that house has been bought, and now there's an Asda there. So I don't know, but I know the Vegan Society was in Hastings.
Wow, that's amazing.
And one of my friends worked there as well. She was vegan.
I think I've not tried the old Greg's vegan steak bakes.
That makes me laugh, like, because the other day I was in a shop and I heard on their radio that saved them. Saved Greg's.
Yeah.
So now the vegans have helped the meat makers or whatever. Like,
irony, really? Mate. Irony is never lost, is it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's made me laugh.
A massive vegan product saves basically a butcher's.
yeah. Thanks.
It's great. It's great marketing on Greg's behalf. They'll go all the way with it.
Yeah. Who else is doing one? Isn't KFC doing a vegan thing?
Yeah, KFC are doing vegan, and I only found out the other day. Pepsi Max isn't vegan, and there's been people getting like the vegan KFC, and then getting the Pepsi Max, and then going, fucking hell. But you know, shit happens. You know, it's one of those things. FIDS, mate, we're flying through this. I knew we would. Right. You know, you don't be on this earth as long as you have, and without getting all these fucking awesome stories and sort of traveling the world and breaking bones. And how would you say have you sort of really mentored anyone who sort of really took some inspiration from you and is like maybe he's changed the ways or really embraced it?
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, maybe. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, that's a weird one because I don't know, man. But I remember when I was a kid at my local skate park, there was this one dude, Glenn Lewis. He was like the best. And he was a complete arsehole to me. Like, he made me cry.
Wow.
Yeah, he was just like, it was just horrible. And And I don't know, I guess somewhere without even thinking about it, I was like, I'm never going to be like that.
Wow,
you know, like, and then I guess somehow, and then like now I meet people and then they go, oh, I remember when I first met you, and I go, oh God,
don't say I was a dick.
Oh, here we go. And it's never happened. Like it's always been like saying like you was joking around, or like we had a laugh or something, which is like awesome, really.
Yeah.
And then one day, one of my friends, he even said to me, he's like, you know, like he sort of told me that you are a role model now, like you are that dude. And I was like, I never thought down that road. So I was like, whoa.
It's amazing that people that we meet in how you remember that guy's name. Do you know what I mean? Like, and you'll know what he looked like and how his mannerisms and how he used to go on.
Yeah. And forever.
And like, I've got sort of something similar where I met someone the first time in a regiment, and ever since then they were fucking assholes. Do you know what I mean? They were bullies. They were awful. Yeah. And like, I still remember what he looked like, his name, his mannerisms, how he used to go on, and it makes me think, don't ever become that cunt. Do you know what I mean?
But then also, if we really look at it, that happening to me made me a better person.
Irony,
you know,
It made you say, "I'm never going to be him."
Yeah,
so
and I'm not. So I don't.
That's fucking that's.
I don't know. But then also, like, I get in trouble at coaching. You know, like, you shouldn't say this and you shouldn't say that. But I'm like, dude, I'm not lying to the kids. I'm going to tell them how it is. Like, it's up to them. I'm like, I just think you have to be real to them. Like, there's no lying. Like, I don't sugarcoat anything for the kids. I was out, I go, that's terrible. Or whatever, anything. Like, I just tell them straight. Tell them. And I think they like it more. But the company I work for don't like it.
No, there's no way the guy with a massive middle finger on his back is going to sugarcoat. No. Do you know what I mean? That's not going to be off brand. Look, mate, we're flying through it, so I'm going to sort of go into the 5 whats is how we like to close down the show here. So the first one, what's the greatest piece of advice you've been given?
I don't know. That's a hard one because I've been given so much, really. But then I don't even know if I've taken any of it on board. You know what I mean? Like, really, if I'm really honest, I can't think of one bit. You know, like, don't stand up in a canoe. So, you know, like, don't eat yellow snow.
No.
Like, I mean, really, there isn't, like, it's. But then there are things in my life where you think back that I remember that dude said that, like, you know, like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I honestly.
Yeah, hey, don't stand up in a canoe, mate. That's a fucking brilliant one. I think that's class. That's a good one. Second one, Mucker. What's on your bucket list? Either, personally, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I don't know about that. I guess, like, when I jumped the mega, they made this big ramp called the mega ramp, you know, and then I got to jump the nearest thing to it at Nitro Circus, which was like. And as soon as I saw that jump, like the 50-foot gap, I was like, I'm going to do nothing on that. And people were like, you'll never do that. And I was like, oh, whatever. But I knew in my head, deep down, I could do it. And then, last year I got to go and ride that ramp, and I did it. Did it fourth go.
What's, sorry, my ignorance, what's a nothing?
A nothing is like, so you'll do a jump, and then you take your arms and your legs off completely off, stretch out. So and then get back on. So I saw that on a video like in the 90s, and I couldn't believe the dude got off and got back on, and I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. I'm going to do that, and then now that's sort of my trick. I just want to
ask you, how quick does that go? You know, so you come down the ramp, you take off, and like.
It depends on the size of the jump, you know.
Right.
Like, so the mega ramp was like, it was 50-foot gap. I think you're doing about 35, 45 out of the lip, and then over the whole thing. And then I counted the steps up. There was 63 to the top. And also you can't warm up. There ain't like a little jump.
You're straight in.
You got to go. So it's pretty ballsy to do it. But then also they jump it in a wheelie bin. So the maths is all right, you know, like you're going to get over it. But then the dudes did say, like, jumping it straight is really hard. It's harder than flipping it, because if you flip it, it's more natural to like flip, rotate. And as when you're jumping long distance, you have to try and keep that bike straight, you know.
Straight,
So, but I didn't flip it. I just, because I'm not too good at them. So I was like not confident enough. So I just did the straight jump.
Fair play, man.
And then the nothing has been, I'm sort of famous for that, really. A lot of people say maybe I do the best ones in the world, but
wow,
I don't think so, because how the hell could I be doing the best ones? No way.
Fair enough.
I went and rode this big box the other week somewhere, and I probably did the best ones I've ever done. I was off. Well, I felt like I was off for the longest I've ever been, which was like rad, which was so good.
That's class.
But then,
fair play to you, mate. Third one. What's been your toughest day or your hardest day?
I don't know. I can't even pinpoint one day. I can pinpoint times.
Yeah.
Like what were the hardest? Like school, when I was at school and a kid, that sucked. Like mega. And like that's it really. That's the only, like even when I snapped my leg, it was kind of an adventure. Like
top word. Like, fucking right.
Like, you know, like, and everything's an adventure, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Right, so I mean, I get pissed off on days. People piss me off and things piss me off, but really, I'm all right. I don't know. I'm all right, really.
Yeah, fair play to you, mate. What's been your happiest day? Anything stick out? Anything?
Yeah, there's a few, really. I guess, like, there was this one time in Austin, I went and rode with, like, some dudes, and we had such an awesome day, riding in the morning, in the evening, and then at night. And like that was just such good times. And then like that one sticks out amazingly. And then other times as well is like I go and ride these jumps in Epsom, which is like an hour and a half away from here. And I go there quite regularly. That's like my local spot for the jumping. And after good sessions are there, I'll be driving home with the biggest grin on my face, like I pumped, so stoked. I don't have my music on loud. I'm just stoked. I've had the best day. And then I'll pull up outside my house and can't even get out of the car because I'm so broken.
I just sort of jump into that. Music-wise, what do you listen to?
I love rock, like metal, like that. I love it.
Anyone in particular?
AC/DC, Danko Jones, like Metallica. Yeah, you know.
Fifth and final one, mate. What's next?
Don't know. Keep going. Just keep going. I'm going to be 50 in a couple of weeks, which is like mind blowing.
Yeah.
I've even survived this long. Like, I don't know what's next. Just keep going. Yeah.
You just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other, mate, don't you?
I'm not making any big plans for anything, but I'd like to do the base jumping with my friends. Like this guy I know, he really wants me to go and do it. He's one of the best out there.
Fair play, man.
And I keep thinking about that, getting sweaty palms and like. But then I'm a bit scared to get into it because I know what I'm like. I'll be like, right, I'm gonna fucking go in and do this and this, and then like I can't stop myself.
Nah, that's fair enough, man. FIDS, look, mate. I thank you for letting us into your world. I knew nothing about it, and it sounds absolutely. It looks bonkers, mate. So, where can people find you on sort of social and
social media? It's just really I only really do Instagram. The FIDS. The FIDS. That's it. Just type me in.
Brilliant,
mate. I'm not private.
Nah. And I've had a good look through your videos, man. Like some of it, I'm like, fucking hell, this is mental.
Yeah, and then my stories are good as well. People tell me like I get a lot of hits on that, and then Instagram once called me about it and said like something, and then it halved my views because I said no to their buying their whatever. But now it's gone back up. But they're probably listening.
You can't fuck with them. You can't fuck with the man, mate. You know what I mean?
That's a weird one. Yeah.
It's always watching. No, brilliant. Look, ladies and gentlemen, that's been the FIDS. If you're interested in BMXing, skateboarding, want to try it, go and check his page out and fucking go and try it. That's what I say.
Yeah. You can even come and have a lesson with me.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's an offer. Hey, what's the worst that can happen? You can fall off and break shit, but that's life.
Yeah.
So
and get it fixed.
Get it fixed and crack forward. That's the end of the podcast, troops. Next guest is an absolute rocket on the old hiking Instagram, Adventure Nick. She smashed all the Monroes in 6 months, which is uber impressive. We're going to talk all things hiking and Insta hikers. So that's the end of this week's show. Thanks very much to the FIDS, my man. Brilliant.
Right,
lovely chatting with you, buddy. Cheers, thanks, mate. Adios.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.